Okay, so let's talk about what happens as we continue to add animals into this. So let's open and place another animal. Let's try the dog. And I'm going to go ahead and hide the cow and the bunny just so I have more room to see. And I'm going to make the dog bigger. I have to make sure I hold shift while I do that so I don't distort, and press the check or return on the keyboard to finish transforming. Okay. So I'm going to try the same strategy we tried before, where I'm going to use the magic wand tool and I'm going to select the white area around the dog. If I go ahead and make the mask now, let me go to inverse and make the mask now. What you're going to see is that I have too much of the white and I'm also missing parts. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try my selection using Magic Wand. I'm going to go to Select Inverse, and then I'm going to go to Refine Edge. And in just a moment, what you're going to see is what part of the original image and what it's going to look like once I finish making the selection. So what I want to do is add parts back. I want to add back the parts of the dog in the hands and in the body, but I want to take away the shadow down here. So there are three choices. I'm essentially going to use a paintbrush to do this. And there are three colors I can paint with. I can paint with white, I can paint with gray, or I can paint with black. We're just going to use white and black for now. If I paint with white, essentially what I'm doing is I'm adding to what I can see. So over here on the dog's fur, I want to add that back. Okay, and in a moment you're going to see, yep, it appears on the right-hand side. So I'm going to add to the selection by painting white. Same within the paws. Okay, but maybe I go a little bit too far. Or I want to get rid of this area, the shadow down here. I'm now going to toggle to painting with black. I can make my brush smaller, and I'm also going to change the hardness of the brush. That means the edge of the brush isn't going to be so harsh. And now, by painting with black, I'm going to take away areas of the selection. And you can see it'll preview it on the right. So I can see what the finished product is going to look like on the right. Not too bad. You can use the hand tool and slide over. Again, I want to make sure I have black. I'm going to make my paintbrush a little bit bigger. I have a larger area over here. And I can really spend some time with this. But for right now, I'm going to go a little bit quickly so that you can see the finished result. And again, it might take some going back and forth. So now I'm going to take the white again. And I'm going to add back in these parts that I accidentally took out, and I'm going to make my brush a little bit smaller. So that I can be a little bit more careful here. Okay. When I'm satisfied or I'm finished, oops, zoomed out too far. I need to click on raster mask, not just OK. I'm going to click on raster mask and then press OK. And now I have the dog. I'm going to deselect, so select, deselect, or I can press Control D or Command D on my keyboard. Oops. And now I need to grab the Move tool. I can move the dog around. I'm going to put the transformation controls on, hold Shift, and I can change the size of the dog. Okay, so when I'm done transforming, I can press the check or return on my keyboard. On the right-hand side, attached to the layer, you're going to see that I created the mask. So here's the layer that has the dog, and here, right here, is the layer mask. Okay. Notice that they're linked together with a little chain link. All right. That's because no matter where the dog goes on the screen, the mask is going to be linked to it. Look in the little preview. See how it moves around just like the dog moves around? And when I turn back on, the cow and the bunny, same thing. They are linked with their mask.